Welcome to Explain America. I'm your host, Kyle Becker. Now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a progressive firebrand who's been running her mouth for a long time in politics, and it looks like the rotten apple has not fallen very far from the tree because her campaign is now under fire for making terroristic threats. But before we get into the story, please like, share, and comment Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, AOC has been running a campaign in New York for a long time based on nothing but her mouth. She accomplishes basically nothing in Congress, but apparently that makes her a rock star in the Democratic Party. Well, one of her little knockoffs, one of fledgling aspiring politicians, her name is Iman Abdul, is accused of posting a screenshot on Thursday of the location of Leon M. Goldstein High School and making a, quote, terroristic threat, unquote. So here's one of the things that was said. If anyone needs a public school in New York City to attack for whatever reason, Lexus driving Israel, sick, loving Zionists, sick, all attend here. Wow, that's great. Well, Abdul was taken into custody by the NYPD at her Brooklyn home on Friday. This person is charged with making a terroristic threat, acting in a manner injurious to a child, wow, aggravated harassment, and making a threat of mass harm. Well, one of the watchdogs who flagged this and got it to the Brooklyn police said, quote, a map, a pin, a call to harm Jews, fellow New Yorkers, children, and teachers. This isn't just dangerous, it's evil. Jew hatred doesn't stop with a threat. It escalates, a watchdog said. Now, the important thing about this is that Abdul was unapologetic, much like her left-wing diva role model, AOC. She responded, quote, I never called for an attack on the school in the sense of mass organization or not even individual people attacking individuals. That's literally stupid, unquote, she wrote. And then she added, quote, I called for an attack on the school, the Zionist institution funded by our public dollars. We have every right to verbally attack the school, unquote. No, you don't have the right to make verbal attacks against schools that are a call to violence. You know that. And you're just showing your hatred here. In America, we should not tolerate hatred against other groups. And when you bring your foreign biases to our country and start religious animosity and attacks on whether it's Jews or Christians or anyone else, and it works vice versa too, nobody should be threatened in Islamic schools with, such very coded language. We should not tolerate in this country. We have freedom of religion, and just because you hate Jews does not mean the right you have to make threats. So let's see what happens with this prosecution and how AOC responds, because we're sure the media will definitely hold her to account for this. Because, God forbid, if it was Texas Senator Ted Cruz or somebody who was working for the DeSantis campaign, or you pick the conservative, if one of their campaign staff had made a terrorist threat against an Islamist school, we would never hear the end of it on MSNBC and CNN. So let's see if this gets any of the coverage. Well, guess what? It probably won't. But you know where you can get coverage? Here at Explain America, because we're following these kinds of stories, and we're doing the job of the media, and that's providing balance, and in this case, counterbalance to the bias in the media. So please support us by just liking, comment, sharing, interacting with us. It really helps us to balance out the coverage, and we appreciate your support.